Hello and welcome to this new video where we are going to be exploring Las Fallas, the biggest festival of the year here in Valencia. But what is Las Fallas? When is it? And why is it so significant? And what should you expect to see if you decide to come here? Before we begin, just a friendly reminder, there will be some strobe lighting in this footage. Las Fallas is a traditional festival held every March in Valencia, known for its spectacular displays, enormous sculptures, and vibrant street celebrations. But honestly, you really have to embrace the loud noises, as Valencianos seem to have it in their DNA to create as much noise as possible during this time, with firecrackers, fireworks, and just general chaos in the streets. It's honestly a really good summation of go hard or go home. Also, bring some earplugs. That's no joke, by the way. There are people that genuinely use earplugs during this time of year because it's so noisy. The festival has its roots in an old custom where carpenters would burn leftover wood and old tools to mark the coming of spring. Over time, this evolved into the creation of large, elaborate statues called fallas, which we are going to see a lot of in today's episode. Also, you might recognize them from our first trip to Alicante during Hogueras de San Juan. And if you'd like to hear a bit about that festival, go back and watch that video. Trust me, it's a good one. The fallas are made from materials like wood, cardboard, and papier-mâché. These sculptures often represent satirical takes on politics, celebrities, and pop culture, and displayed throughout the city before being burned in massive bonfires. We will see a little bit of this later in the episode, so keep watching for that. Las Fallas takes place from the 1st until the 19th of March, where we see a build-up of displays, fireworks, and celebrations as we approach the 19th. Some say the main event is from the 15th of March to the 19th of March. On the 1st of March, the festival begins with daily fireworks shows known as La Mascletà, where crowds gather to experience the mascletà in the center of Valencia at 2 p.m. every day in the Plaza del Ayuntamiento. But if you actually want to see them, you have to get there mega early. I was not so lucky with achieving this, but if you are in the street, you can still feel the impact of the fireworks. This isn't for the faint-hearted, however. The fireworks they have here are brutal, and in comparison to anything I have ever experienced in the UK, my mind cannot process how intense this was. Key events include La Planta, which occurs on the 15th of March, when the fallas are completed and set alight. La Ofrenda on March the 17th and 18th, a floral tribute to the Virgin Mary, and La Cremà on the 19th, the grand finale when all of the fallas are set ablaze. The festival is significant as both a celebration of Valencian culture and a symbol of renewal and letting go. You can expect to see towering sculptures, hear constant fireworks and music, experience street parties, and witness one of the most unique and fiery spectacles in the world. I was so tempted then to do an impression of Jeremy Clarkson, but we won't do that. Let's move on. Now, this is my brief, but I want to show you a short film that explains it very well. I have taken the time to attempt to add subtitles in English for you to fully grasp the content. The creators, Arte, or A-R-T-E, of course get full credit for this clip. And they are a European public service television channel dedicated to cultural programming, and so I feel on this occasion, I'll leave it to the experts to explain Las Fallas to you. Feel free, however, to skip this if you would like. I'll leave a timestamp so you know where the ending is. Now we have completed the short film, we are starting our adventure on the evening of the 14th of March. And honestly, I don't have much material from this evening, as I was simply just out enjoying myself with friends. But I wanted to include the footage I had collected from there before the major day I intended to explore on the 15th, where I would once again be heading into the center to investigate the carnage. It's the only word I could think of to explain this. It is currently 1 a.m. in the morning. As you can see, there's one of these parties going on behind me. I'm just walking home. Had a good night out, and tomorrow the journey continues because we're going to be going to multiple different places. Good morning, guys. We have a beautiful sunny day here in Valencia, and we are coming up to the beach now. Actually, this is not where we're staying today. What we are doing today is we're going to check out Las Fallas in the centre, but I need to get a tram. I'm actually running late. So I tried to book a Cabify, I tried to book an Uber. Both were not working. That's absolutely fine. So we're now having to get the tram, but I'm going to walk down the beachfront, and then from there we'll make our way to the tram stop, which is much further up that way. Been a while since we've done one of these videos. Bit of a different scene this time though. Usually doing these videos in Madrid, and as you can imagine, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these kind of videos because I'm now living here. So we are anticipated to have good weather today. It's actually looking to be about 18 Celsius, and it's during Las Fallas festival, so yeah, there's a lot of people out, a lot of things to do, a lot of things to see. I'm looking forward to today to show you guys. And if you haven't seen the Alicante video, go back and watch that because that was during their Las Fallas. We actually walked past this last night, but it was at like 1 AM, people were partying. But yeah, you can see it's rained a lot here too. Look at that from last night. Wow. Yeah, so cool. I've got to get moving though because I need to meet my friend as soon as possible. We're still not there. Still got a while, still need to get the tram. Okay, I have been on a desperate rush. I've just got off that tram. We are now in Benimaclet, where we need to meet my friend. And yeah, he lives around here somewhere. Sometimes these plans don't always go to plan. Our initial plan was to get a taxi. That hasn't happened. Tried to find the tram stop, ended up going to the wrong one. Found the right one eventually, but we're getting there. When I was supposed to be there at 11, I think it's like 12:30 now or something, but yeah. Okay, so granted I was supposed to be there an hour ago, so he's gone home, but he said he's going to be walking here now, so he'll be here in like 5 minutes. But I thought rather than just standing there, let's go and see some of these fallas, the floats that they have. There's a few around here, so let's see where they are. And you'll see these everywhere. Look, acceso solo vecinos, so only neighbours. So anyone who's living here, they can access. But as you can see, they've cut off the road. So this is what happens usually during this time of year. They block off the roads and they have these street parties. Amazing, just like they did in Alicante. And here we are. Obviously, be careful when you're walking in the streets. There are still cars, but look at this. Very impressive. Look, there's a van coming around here, but you can see we have Las Fallas. So cool. And another one here. This one looks like Monsters Inc. Really cool. So as you can see, they have another one of these parties here. Close off the street, put a big tent up, and yeah, you'll hear fireworks and crackers and bombs going off all over the place for the celebration. And here we have buñuelos, or buñuelos in Valenciano, which are traditional deep-fried dough balls popular during Las Fallas. The most common type is buñuelos de carabassa, made with pumpkin, giving them a slightly sweet flavour. They're usually served hot, sprinkled with sugar, and often dipped in thick hot chocolate. You will find these in street stalls all over the city during the festival. Okay, so we've just bought some of these. Check these out. I don't know if you can see in the bag. They look like donuts, but basically they're usually made of pumpkin. They also have fig ones here, so that's super interesting. Okay, so we're doing a little recording here, and the reason why is I want to try these. Look at that. Look at that. So, they've got a little bit of sugar on them. Very nice. To be honest, they taste like donuts. These are seasonal, so you wouldn't typically get these all year. But yeah, really nice. Remember, they are not a healthy food and should not be consumed in large quantities. But for a tasty treat, they are well worth it. They're amazing. They're really nice. Okay, so someone told me that the metro was closed, but the reason why is because there was a fault. Turns out there wasn't, so we were able to get a train to the centre, a metro. And so now we are heading to the main square in order to see the fireworks at 2 p.m. It's actually 20 to 2 now, so we've got to be very quick. But yeah, it's super busy in the center. There's loads of people here, good atmosphere. So yeah. I'll be honest, guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to see them, but you can see how many people are here. It makes it very difficult to get a good angle to see them because the square where they're going to be is actually around the corner from here. So let's see if we can actually see them, but it's going to be very difficult. Look at these stalls going all the way along here. This is just off that main road. Look, super, super busy. There you can see the sign. It says buñuelos, which is the things that we had before. De carabassa, which is pumpkin. You see they're selling them everywhere. But we were lucky to find it in Benimaclet where it wasn't too busy. As you can see here, it is super, super busy. There's so many people out. So much going on. Incredible. And lots of loud bangs. After the fireworks, I met up with my friends to eat some Colombian food. Not part of the experience, but I like Colombian food, so that's what we had. I had bandeja paisa, which is a dish with various meats, beans, rice, ground meat, red beans with pork, chicharrón or torreznos, depending on where you are in Spain, which is also called pork scratchings in English, chorizo, morcilla, which is black pudding, plantain, arepa, fried egg, avocado, and rice. I think I said rice twice. Anyway, it's unreal, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So it shows you all the places where you can see Las Fallas. Amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
there's a lot of fallas.
Yeah. Okay, so look what we've got here. And ta-da! I know this has nothing to do with Las Fallas, but I thought it was super beautiful, so... Okay, you see this queue here, I'm thinking to myself, well, they must be seeing a really good show or something. Actually, it's a queue for this shop. It's the shop where you buy all of the bangers and all the, you know, the different explosives that they're using in the streets to celebrate. That, yeah, we go perfect example, there's a big loud noise. So yeah, look at this. La Potadoria.
So this was the road we were supposed to be on before to see the fireworks. Unfortunately, we couldn't get around here because it was too busy. But yeah, as you can see, it's still super busy, but we can walk.
Thanks to Carlos for being our walking jukebox for the day. We stopped off in an Irish pub to watch the rugby, where England played Wales and won 68-14. Also, a big congratulations to France for winning the Six Nations 2025.
So you can see we've got all of these shops still here.
At this stage, the night was just beginning, everyone was drinking and having fun, but after 12 hours of being out and about, walking and socializing, I was ready to head home. The unfortunate thing was, all usual bus routes had been cancelled as a result of the festival. There were still buses, but you had to know where to go to and from because they were rerouted. And that is information I did not have. That being said, I saw a random bus that went down to Malbarossa Hospital, and I knew from there would be 30 minutes walk to my flat. So I jumped on that to get out of the city as a matter of priority, just to help my poor little legs. In addition to my tired body and mentally drained mind. And honestly, getting to the coast was so relaxing. There was just the sound of the waves and a calmness in the air. Las Fallas is never too far away though, because I did see a group of teenagers playing a rather dangerous game of Harry Potter in a parking lot next to the beach. They were firing fireworks at one another in a circle. They didn't bother me though, or even notice me, so I just let them carry on and continued on my way.
It is currently 11:30 and I took the first bus that I could to get down to the seafront. But my friends are all still out. To be honest with you, I am absolutely exhausted. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm starting to lose my voice. The busyness of that city. Incredible city, absolutely love it. But it's nice to come away from it after that. As you can see, here's the sea behind me. It's nice to come away from it all at the end and just feel a little bit more relaxed. Oh, what a day, what a busy day. When you've been out for like 12 hours, it's enough, right? Like, you just want to go home, and that's how I feel now, you know.
I was so burnt out after that day, I decided that the 16th of March would be a day of rest for me. I have a few videos that people sent to me, but I had no intention on partaking in more fireworks for the next few days. The 17th, I went out with some friends, but again, not much footage from that.
I'll be honest, I can't be bothered to walk all the way down there, but Las Fallas, right here. And I'm walking home, which is down this way.
That brings us to the 18th, which for me was the big night. However, I did not anticipate how brutal the rain would be that night. I got absolutely soaked through, and so did my phone. Also, the fireworks I saw this night are the most extreme I have ever seen. I cannot express that enough. And for that reason, I want to leave the entire clip of the fireworks, which have a runtime of over 15 minutes.
Hey guys, it is absolutely chucking it down right now. I am in the center of Valencia. Well, I say the center, walking parallel to the park. We are going to see the fireworks. We are going to find out what's going on here. I literally have no idea what to expect because I've never done this before. So this is why I'm avoiding the park. All of this is going to be super, super muddy. And so I'm on this right now. This is a good ground to walk on. So the only thing for us to do now is to wait around, basically. We've got like an hour or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, there's people just setting firecrackers off and fireworks and all sorts. They have just cut the lights. So you can see it's super dark now. Well, apart from this building. Okay, so this is like New Year's for me. Look, so we've got 30 minutes until they do the fireworks. And they've got a little countdown going on here. It's still raining. But yeah, look how cool that is.
I'm going to leave a timestamp so you guys can skip ahead if you want, but I would encourage you, however, to watch the final minute or so, as it's something so mind-blowing. I cannot explain the feeling in my core. I was actually starting to panic as I felt the vibrations of the fireworks going through my body. I distinctly remember the exact moment my body went into fight or flight. I'm not even kidding. If I ever do something like that again, 100% I'm wearing earplugs. And I think I'll probably do it from a bit further away. I saw that some intelligent people did exactly that. They were wearing earplugs. And the worst thing is, I actually had earplugs attached to my keys, which were in my pocket. I usually use those when I go clubbing. But anyway. What an incredible display. Not sure my ears or body could stand another one of those, but I'm glad I've done it now. That being said, we decided to walk home as there were no taxis or buses at this time. And you can imagine with the number of people there, it was difficult to move around. The rain did not settle down. In fact, it just got worse and worse.
Okay, as you can hear, people are still partying. The rain has got so much heavier. We thought it was going to stop at 11 o'clock. No, there is no stopping of this rain. But look, we've still got the Fallas. These are going to be burnt tomorrow. I don't know if they will burn tomorrow because they'll be so wet. But yeah. And here we have another. So cute. So I had no intention on actually recording anymore, but seeing as we're on our way home, we're seeing more of these beautiful Fallas. Look at this. So cool. So I normally wouldn't see inside of these things, but look how busy it is in there. Can't believe how late it is. Like what? 2:30 a.m. Still parties going on, and I'm walking in the pissing rain. God, just kept me home. They do know how to party here, to be fair.
By the time I got home, I was no longer avoiding the puddles. I'm not joking, I was just walking straight through them. I just wanted to get home by that point, and there was no way of me getting any wetter, so. Finally, on the 19th, I was dead from all the festival I had experienced. And to be honest with you, I take my hat off to anyone who can keep up for that many days during this period. But as someone who lives on the coast, I had no intention on going out to record La Cremà. And as such, I asked a few people to send me their footage of La Cremà, which was the burning of the Fallas or floats. So shout out to those that sent me this footage. Thanks again. I genuinely appreciate it, and it allowed me to work on my business for that evening. And by the way, the website is up and live now. If you'd like to support me, you can go to deafening.com and buy some awesome clothes related to travel. Some people told me that La Cremà can be quite a sad experience, because not only is it the end of the festival, but the end of a season, symbolizing closure, but also renewal into and onto bigger and better things. Plus, I mean, look at the artworks. They are absolutely stunning. Burning them feels like a sin.
Está lloviendo.
And that's all we have time for today. Please let me know what you thought of this festival in the comments. How do you think it compares to Alicante's Hogueras de San Juan? Would you like to experience it yourself after getting a taste from this video? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.